So talking about value conscious markets at present, in that context, do you see any new age business, similar to where, as you mentioned, Google was in 2011 as a value stock or a value business? Obviously, it was difficult for all of us to comprehend value getting translated into growth 10 years ago, 11 years ago. But today, you are a new age fund manager. I want to understand from you, do you see any new age business today which over, say, one decade can translate into a growth? Maybe not similar like Google, but in similar terms, which today is a value play. It is difficult for us to comprehend that. But you, as a new age fund manager, based on your learnings, based on your exposure and experience, would want to talk about it.
So, Kamal, just to clarify and set the context, right? I don't believe businesses are new age and old age, right? Businesses are meant to do only three things. A, they are meant to generate cash flows. B, they are meant to reinvest those cash flows, which is what the job of the management or the promoter is. And C, when you get these two characteristics, the job of investors like us is to see are they available at a reasonable valuation, right? That's it. So the concept of new age and old age is again a jargon that we like to use because these are new listings, but that's not how we look at things. Again, I don't think any of these businesses have value from a valuation perspective. They're all expensive, right? None of these businesses. So, for example, you are aware we own Nika, right? And I don't think Nika is cheap by any stretch of the imagination. The only way I will manage my downside on such a business is the exposure will be much smaller than normal, right? That's the only way, by basically saying that if I am wrong, then the portfolio NAV drawdown that I cause should be limited. The only way I do that is by position sizing. So I don't think beyond this, QSR is an interesting space to us. You have a business that has been operating in India for almost 20 years. So I'm not talking about some of the new listings. I wouldn't look at them at all. You still have good quality QSR businesses that have been running in India for the last 20 years now, which are worth looking at. I wouldn't call them cheap, but they are more reasonable today versus what you had year and a half to two back, right, over the last 2 years. So I always think the simple way to think about it is forget what happened in COVID. Think of 2 years as it was a dream that was given to you by central banks that is getting pulled back. Now, renormalize yourself into a pre-COVID world and think about growth and value your businesses, and then think about does it make sense to own the business. I think the common mistake that we tend to make is, 8 months back, the business has fallen 50%. That means I'm getting it cheap. 8 months back, you were never meant to be there, right? That was a dream that was given to you that is being pulled out. That's not coming back. So renormalize yourself into, let's call it deck 19. How was the growth rate of your business versus where it is today? What was the valuation back then? And then rebase it off that rather than thinking about it 8 months back and saying, I have fallen 60%, so I'm getting the business cheap. I think that's a dangerous way to look at it today.